Here we are, another Fridays with Fidelman. I'm Cheryl Fidelman, the Conscious Codependence Coach, and today's topic on Fridays with Fidelman is codependence and passion. And this is kind of a continuation of my last Fridays with Fidelman, which was codependence versus intimacy, and I'll link that down below. Usually these Fridays with Fidelman are followed by our free and monthly Conscious Codependence class, and we discuss the topic of this video in that class. And so last month was codependence versus intimacy, and that class was just so loving and deep and maskless and beautiful and connected, and it was just like this kind of cauldron of like uninhibited love and sharing. So I wanted to follow that. I wanted to sort of continue in that with some of those ideas that we came up with last month. So here we are. I'm going to talk about codependence and passion, not just how we feel passion, but what is it that has us either suppress our passion or deny our passion or not be able to notice other people's passion, because in our codependence we might be misconstruing their passion for anger or blame or framing, or their energy is too much for our system to bear witness to. So really looking at feeling our own passion, expressing our own passion, and receiving that of others. Okay, please like or subscribe to my channel. Keep the comments coming, and okay, here we go. What I mean by passion from the point of view of my work is having a strong desire for something, feeling devoted to something, feeling like you have some sort of visceral connection to that thing. Sometimes it's like on a soul and spiritual level. And it also could be something that you have a particular gift or talent for. And so you're passionate about that thing because on some level you feel like you are that thing, right? If you're an artist, you are your painting, right? Or if you're a musician, you are deeply connected to your music and your instrument. Or some of us are passionate for another person because on some level we see ourselves in them and or we feel deeply, viscerally connected to them. But passion can also happen in a moment. And these are the moments that can often be misconstrued by us codependents. So someone's passionate about their opinion in a moment, right? Like they have this connection, this deep connection and a devotion to their point of view. And that devotion to their point of view could seem like anger to us or some sort of unsafe intensity to us. Or their passion can seem like a righteousness that has no room for our opinion. And also, when we may witness somebody in a triggered state, their passion that comes out of them, because oftentimes any one of us, when we're in a triggered state, we become very passionate, devoted, viscerally connected to our opinions and our stories and our point of view and our righteousness. And somebody else's passion and or trigger can feel like abandonment to us, right? So they're filling the space with their passion. There's no room for our voice or our opinion or our feelings. And we also may feel like because they are so taken by this point of view that they're potentially abandoning us by abandoning our point of view. Now, a lot of us codependents, myself included, when we have something that we're passionate about, so for one thing, if we have a point of view or an opinion that we're passionate about, we oftentimes will either silence that or repress it or not say it because we don't want the other person to abandon us, because we often connect taking up space with our voice with abandonment. Now, a lot of us codependents will get very passionate, in other words, very excitable or devoted to our point of view that you heard us and you did XYZ and you should do it differently. We get so passionate about that what we don't realize is we're actually pushing people away by pointing to and describing their behavior and which has us not be seen. And so a big part of the codependent experience for a lot of us is that we don't feel seen. And oftentimes we're creating that dynamic by pointing the finger at somebody else, which makes it, by being passionately pointing the finger at somebody else, which makes it difficult for somebody to see us when we're pointing the finger out there towards them. Another angle that I want to look at passion, and we can discuss all this in our free and monthly Conscious Codependence class next week, Wednesday, 3 p.m. Pacific. It'll be in this email. I want to know what you're passionate about. We can discuss this in class, or you can email me your answers. For a lot of us codependents, we have passions, in other words, interests, or things in the world, things in humanity, things in the environment that we stand for, or that we're passionate about, that we want to cause some change in, or we're passionate about, our art, or something that you feel viscerally connected to and that you're devoted to, that you might be overlooking. Or you're overlooking it, you're setting it aside, or you're doing a little bit of it, but you feel like you can't quite lean into it to the extent of your passion and devotion, because either the people in your life don't get it, or it's a little bit fearful for you to lean into these areas that are directed solely on your truth. Sometimes difficult to lean into these areas that are unique to your particular setup, and to be true and honor your particular setup, your passions, what lights you up, what excites you, what is unique to you, and what it is you want to devote your time to. Because here's the thing, from the point of view of my work, codependence is an unconscious passion. We are unconsciously or consciously, maybe it's a mixed bag, it's a mixed bag for me. We are consciously or unconsciously devoted to codependence. We become so passionate about what our inner punisher is telling us. We become so passionate about our righteousness about other people, so passionate about how we have to live inside other people's worlds and their reality, so passionate about what is repressing us, about what is setting us aside. And I'm not using passion in this context necessarily as a good or healthy thing, but passionate. We're devoted to it. It's full. It's a full area that is taking our energy and our devotion, also known as passion. I'm actually going to be doing a whole nother Fridays with Fidelman on codependence and devotion. And I talk about that a lot in my work, how much we are just unconsciously devoted to our codependence, devoted to our inner punisher, devoted to the righteousness of our inner punisher, devoted meaning validating our inner punisher more than validating our true nature. But in any case, getting back to passion. So what are you passionate about that you feel your codependence might be taking the place of? So, for example, you're an artist and your partner doesn't necessarily like art or have an interest in art, so you're not doing your art. Your partner or coworker or family member, they're really passionate about their point of view of something in your relationship with them. And because they're so passionate and righteous and passionate in their righteousness and their point of view, you just sort of acquiesce, which is a huge common behavior for a lot of us codependents, is we acquiesce and we go, well, they're so passionate about that thing. I'll just go with their point of view and their reality, and they can have that thing even though I don't really want it, or I don't want to do it, or I'm not into it, or I don't agree with it. But their passion trumps my desire. A big part of the journey of my work, the actual somatic element of my work, is training my clients to expand their capacity for sensation and emotion. Oftentimes we acquiesce to somebody else's passion because it feels so intense over here for us that if we acquiesce, we go, okay, fine, you have that thing, it's fine. That way I don't have to feel all there is to feel here. But as we expand our capacity and our threshold for sensation and emotion, then we can hold all of our passion, which could be our devotion, our spiritual connection. It could also be our fear. It could also be passion and about our pain and our righteousness and our point of view, that we actually can hold and stand in our passion while somebody else is holding and standing in their passion. And then we bear witness to ourself and to another, and all is allowed. And that is passion. That is intimacy. That is also where polarity can come in. And I'm going to do another video on codependence and polarity. I have a whole bunch of theories and distinctions around polarity. So there we go. Okay, thank you for listening to my thoughts, theories, and rants. I hope you can make it to our Conscious Codependence free and monthly class next week on this very topic. Lots of new things happening in the community and with the Conscious Codependence work. New website coming out, book coming out, free 3-day workshop gift, lots of new people coming into the community. I'm going to be on more podcasts, and just getting the word out there and expanding the community into the world more and more. All right. Happy healing. Happy Friday. Thank you again for bringing this work into your life. Happy healing, and life is now.